You're listening to the Back Porch Talk podcast. Danny and Jason had many discussions and debates on the back porch while making pivotal investment moves with assets. That's right, with trading cards. They welcome you to the back porch and right into those discussions about current sports news with a fresh and unique twist. So come on and join us. Welcome to the Back Porch Talk podcast. I'm your coach, Jason.
Your coach, Danny.
Fans, we have a full show for you today. Before we get to it, y'all know what I'm going to say. Go ahead and like, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Listen, we need the algorithms to algorithm. So do us a service and go ahead and like and subscribe. Little Major League Baseball. Not a little, a whole lot of Major League Baseball and a little NFL. But Danny, what can we say? What a World Series. The LA Dodgers, they repeat, but this has been one of the best, if not the best, World Series that I have ever watched. We watched baseball for a number of years. Since we were little kids.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking, at this juncture, about 40 years, right? This series had it all. This series had grit. This series had grind. This series had getting hit by a pitch, benches clearing. This series had home runs. This series had 2 games in one.
Mm-hmm.
This series had Hall of Famers. This series had all-time greats, not only on one side of the ball, not only on one side of the plate, but on both sides of the plate. I mean, this series had it all. And for those of you who want to debate where this World Series ranks in at least maybe the past 40 years, I want you all to take off your Homer hat for a minute and really just put on your sports hat and put on your Major League Baseball hat. Take off your Homer hat for just a second, just for the time that we're together, because just like I said, this series had it all. I can't recall another series, World Series, that had everything I just mentioned. Now, Danny, I wrote to you and I was like, listen, we got to talk about this. Not only talk about it, but I listed, maybe some of the other World Series that could, possibly be, ranked up there. Okay. One of those series is that of the 87 Twins versus Cardinals. The other series, the 91 Twins versus Braves. The other one, the 2016 Chicago Cubs and Cleveland Indians. And I indicated I'm not putting the Astros down because those jokers cheated. Not saying Astros. Now, one can argue about the Arizona Cardinals, the Arizona Diamondbacks against the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones I indicated won 7 games. Those to me are the ones that had just a lot of drama. The Twins, of course, with Kirby Puckett. Who can forget Kirby Puckett, right? One of my favorite, if not favorite, baseball players. Rest in peace, Kirby Puckett. The game 7. You talk about drama. You talk about home runs in the 9th inning to tie. This game had it all. This series had it all. And I was even to today just thinking, as a sports fan, how fortunate I was to witness such a series. And again, take off your Homer hat, Chicago Cubs fans. And granted, yes, the Chicago Cubs won the World Series, and that took over 100 or so years or something like that.
Hmm.
That took some time, yes, but that series wasn't this series. This series, 18 innings, and then the very next day they went back at it. Not only that, you have pitchers, i.e., Yamamoto, who pitched in game 6 and turned right back around and pitched in game 7. Are you kidding me? This was just all hands on deck, and the management was impeccable on both sides. I mean, you talk about having to trust your baseball team, all hands on deck, pitchers, everybody, all hands on deck. And I can't say that this was a David versus Goliath type of series. We have to give the Toronto Blue Jays a lot of credit for really grinding this thing out because a lot of people, including myself, counted them out at the beginning of the series. I just said, listen, Dodgers in what 5, 6 games, with 7 and then some. So you got to give credit where credit is due, and I give a whole lot of credit to the Toronto Blue Jays from going from last to first to get to this point. The Dodgers had to go ahead and take it. This was not no we giving this series up type situation. The Dodgers had to go in and actually take it. What say you, Danny, about this World Series? I'm just still excited about it. What say you?
Yeah, Jason, this series had it all. And you got to look at for Yamamoto and what's been the theme, right? To beat the Dodgers, you get to the bullpen.
Hmm?
Well, when the bullpen is Yamamoto, then that turns that theory on its head. Even though coming off no rest, and he still was out there dealing, and it was amazing, man, because there were times where you can kind of look at him like, man, I don't know. Roberts may have to pull him, and he just kept doing what he needed to do. Toronto came in 3-2 going home, and I thought to myself after the series finished, did they lose it or did the Dodgers win it? There were so many opportunities the Toronto Blue Jays had to seal this series, and they left so many men on base in key situations. Some of it being luck. So if you look in Game 7, Paez making that catch and running into Kiki, I thought, I'm like, how
Man,
in the
oh wait,
world did he?
what happened? But this, hey
But if he
man,
doesn't do that, I don't think Kiki catches that
I
ball.
don't think he catches it either. I don't think he catches it either. I think it was like, I'm getting this. I'm like,
And he was cold off the bench, Jason. Like it was just so many things like Dave Roberts, like you said, the managerial moves that were made in the series on
Mhm.
both sides were it was amazing just to see. But for Paez to do that, and then Rojas hasn't had an
Oh,
extra base hit since September 19th or whatever the
come on,
stat was
man.
or date, and to come in and hit a home run, it was just.
Come on, man.
But
Not,
that cat,
not, not
go
only that, Danny, but Rojas with the throw to home for the fourth
yes,
out
and you
on
looked
top
at him,
on target. Yeah.
you looked at him, and he kind of thought, was he going to try to go the double play route for a second? Like I just, you looked at it, I'm like, man, he might go to second and try to turn a double play instead of going home,
Mhm.
which he's glad he went home. But that bang bang play, which was, I'm talking,
And he was slipping too. He slipped.
yes,
Come on, man.
you. If you're a
Come
Toronto Blue
on.
Jays fan, man, I feel so bad for you after that game, knowing you had it in your grips, and Dodger said, "Nope, not tonight." It took it away from you.
Not only did they have it, Danny, the entire game, it was in their corner
Yes,
against this Hall of Fame team. Think about
yes.
it. Up and down the lineup, man, you got Hall of Famers.
Hmm. They had runners in scoring position. They just couldn't get them in. and ultimately that was their downfall. And there was, like I said, there were some magical plays, but that Paez catch though, by far, man, because that could have been the most. He could have been on the bloopers.
Hey, listen, that,
If they drop that ball, if he
but
goes and crashes and the ball
yeah,
falls,
yeah.
he gets the meme treatment.
But I'll say this though, it's almost like you remember back in the day when we would play. Was he throw the ball up 500 something
500.
like that?
Yeah.
500. That's what that was.
Yep.
He was like, no, I'm getting this. He went to go get it. Forget I got a better angle.
Hmm.
We just have to deal with the consequences thereafter. But I got the beat on this ball. I'm
Yep.
going to go grab this.
And like I said, and Kiki owes him, man, because it was like, because he was coming under, like trying to Willie Mays it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that
I
ball,
didn't.
I didn't think, I'm like, I don't think he
I
got
don't
this.
know. I don't know about that one. Yeah, yeah. That's why I think he was like, nah, this for the ring right here, man. Let me go grab this thing. And
Yep.
like you said, I'm coming cold. Hey, man, just as we're talking about this, the
Hmm.
way that we are, I can't say that about the Cubs Indian series. Now, granted, there were some great moments there, but
Hmm.
I can't talk to it the same way with the same enthusiasm. Not because I'm a Brewers fan
Hmm.
and the Cubs won. It's not again taking the homer hat off.
Yep.
This series, every game there was something. You had walk-off home runs. I mean, every game was something. Otani hitting the home runs. Otani pitching. Yamamoto pitching not once, not twice, but three times in this series.
Hmm.
Come on, man. Come
The ups and
on,
downs. The
man. I
ups and
mean,
downs. Yeah, it was just Mookie Betts with the timely hit.
with the timely hit, who's been struggling. Mookie
Yes.
Betts to end it at shortstop to end the series.
Hmm.
Yeah, this was, I think, the best World Series I've ever witnessed. And there's no hyperbole there. I'm taking off the Homer hat. Granted,
Hmm.
yes, the Brewers haven't been since '82. Just as I say, the Brewers. Now I'm looking at the deficiencies, the gaps in the Brewers, because what the Blue Jays did, the Brewers couldn't.
Yep.
The Blue Jays had hitting throughout the lineup. They had some pitching, young arms. You have definitely hitting.
And Jason, can I just mention one thing about the hitting?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
The Blue Jays bunted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How many times did they bunt in this series to move a guy over to like second or third base? The Brewers did not bunt
At all. It felt like.
where the defense was on the grass, like in the outfield. Bunt to get somebody on, get that, try to do. And the Blue Jays, time and time again in this series, when somebody got on base, they bunted when they needed to. Put it like that. Back to your point.
And I was just thinking too, off of the Dodgers, like I was thinking about Freddie Freeman,
Hmm.
came from the Braves, won a World Series ring with the Braves, gets to the Dodgers, has that leadership quality. They build around the rest of the team, Mookie, etc. Man, what the Brewers need, they need one or two veterans who have won it on that team, who can still hit.
There you go.
That's
Got to
what the
be able to
Brewers
contribute.
need. Gotta contribute, who has some kind of experience, and you have to have arms. That's what I'm saying with what the Brewers are proposing with Freddie, probably trading him and everything. I'm trying to figure out where you're going to get some additional arms at this juncture. You have a good farm system, but it's
Mhm.
not great. Like the starting pitching, what I'm seeing with the Dodgers. Come on, man. Even with the Blue Jays, would it have been a different story if had we had Woodruff? I don't think it makes a difference if you don't hit.
If you can't score, it don't matter.
It don't matter. So what a World Series, Danny.
This playoff run overall was great, man. This was
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm just wondering how many new fans, baseball fans, or let me put it a different way, how many non-baseball fans actually watched Game 7, winner take all?
I would like to see the numbers, man. And you got to look at this was a global game.
No, absolutely.
So like last year, you had the Yankees and Dodgers, the Otani effect.
Hmm.
But now you had, Canada involved too.
Hmm.
And, everyone was like the big bad Dodgers. So this was like another perfect setup for the Major League, for MLB, for a World Series, man. And like I said at the beginning of the series, man, those dudes can hit. It was just a matter if they could get to the bullpen. And they
Yeah.
did, and when they did, they did damage, but they just couldn't. They just didn't do enough.
Mhm. I'm just wondering too now with the Major League Baseball season over with,
Hmm.
the winter meetings are around the corner. I'm curious as to what the Brewers are going to do. I'm curious though, as in terms of what the ownership groups are going to say about the Dodgers and how they constructed their team. Yes, there was a loophole there. We talked about it earlier
Yep.
in the previous show about the CBA, how they're paying their players, their star players, minimal dollars, with quote unquote minimal dollars.
Yep.
Otani is a prime example. Pay him $2 million per year for the next 10 years, and then go ahead and pay him the 68 or $65 million thereafter. I mean, this is going to be interesting because everybody knows about the loophole now, and I'm just wondering who's going to take advantage of it moving forward. So we'll see. But man, what a Major League Baseball World Series we watched. And now, Danny, right into the NFL and where both our teams took this L. But the games on note for me this weekend, Danny, Vikings and Lions. Vikings prevailed 27-24 in Detroit. Golf had a decent game, 25 for 37, 284 yards, two touchdowns. J.J. McCarthy, who went 14 for 25, 143 yards, two touchdowns, one interception. So kind of pedestrian, if you will, but he led the team to victory. Another game of note here, Danny. Uh, Let me just say this Bears Cincinnati game was a shock to me.
Hmm.
47-42 Chicago Bears. Bears are 5-3. The Lions are 5-3. The Packers are 5-2-1 because the Packers took this L against the Carolina Panthers 16-13 at Lambeau, which was a huge surprise. Packers are 5-2-1. This NFC North is wicked. And it's going to come down to these divisional games, man. Very interesting. The other game I know to me is the Steelers versus the Colts, 27-20. Steelers prevail. Daniel Jones throws for 342 yards and a touchdown for the Colts. Let me just say, it had three interceptions. Some say he may be going back to the Daniel Jones of old. We'll see. But right now, the Colts are 7-2. They stack these wins.
Hmm.
And Steelers are 5-3. So, oh boy. Oh boy. What say you, Danny, about the NFL weekend?
Jason, one other thing to add to that Colts Steelers game, Daniel Jones also had two fumbles. He had five turnovers. They had six turnovers. This was a Steelers defense you were expecting from the jump. And whatever happened in that Packers game, man, somebody got lit into because they look like a whole different defense. And you had the Bills and Chiefs yesterday, where Patrick Mahomes had one of his worst games of the season. They still almost pulled that game out in Buffalo. So that was tough because Kansas City was starting to get some momentum, but Josh Allen and the boys took care of them there. Jason, Atlanta, down 24-7, Jason. And Penix played this week. We're on the road in New England. Drake London came back. Drake London had 3 touchdowns, had a great game. And we had a possible tying touchdown in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, and our kicker shanked the extra point. So we ended up losing 24-23 to New England Patriots, a game that Atlanta should have had. The defense, even though there was 24 points scored, they actually played pretty good. You know, they contained Drake May for the most part towards the end of the game. And the kicker again, man. So now,
is the kicker still on the roster? I say he may not be on the roster too long.
No, because he's been kicking bad, but I hope they got somebody in. Bring back Koo, man. I don't know what they're going to do because Romo, he ain't it. But next week, Jason, our fate could be sealed. We go overseas, play against the Colts in Germany. And do they even waste the gas money over to fly us over there to go ahead and play this football game? But it's just, I don't know, man. Bijan, they can't get Bijan going on the ground. He had 42 yards, I believe it was, on the ground. Just tough loss, man. That was another game they should have won, and they didn't. So we'll see what they do overseas. Those games are usually not the most inspiring games. But I hope they can pull something together, man, and make something of these last few games of the season.
And just to add to that Falcons-Patriots game, I have to give a huge shout out and kudos to the running back of the New England Patriots, Terrell Jennings, who had 11 carries for 35 yards and a touchdown, his first touchdown in his NFL career. Terrell Jennings came from Florida A&M University. Go ahead, Strike Rattler. But Danny, I'll just say this, man. You know, we're already halfway through the season, and a whole lot of decisions got to be made. To go back to that Chiefs-Bills game, one thing to keep in mind, Allen had to have just about a perfect game to win. He went 23 for 26, 273 yards and 1 touchdown, and yet the Chiefs were still right there. That says a lot, man. So Josh Allen has to have a perfect game, just about. That's going to be interesting. So I think you got to watch out for the Chiefs here, especially when it comes down to the playoff time.
One last thing, the NFL trade deadline is tomorrow as well. So we'll see if some of these teams make some moves for this final push too. NFL trade deadline is not usually like the NBA or MLB trade deadline, but you never know, man, because there's a ton of injuries in the NFL that teams, if they think they have a chance, they're going to make that move.
Thank you for joining us at Back Porch Talk Podcast. You can also join us on Twitter by tweeting us at @back_podcast. For more information, you can go to our website, which is backporchtalkpodcast.com. You can also email us at backporchtalkpodcast@gmail.com. Again, thank you for joining us, and remember that there's enough hate in the world, so go ahead and spread a little love.